Good morning, friends. It's Esther here. Good morning, how are you? Good morning, good evening, good night. Whatever time it is at your place, wherever you're watching us from. Francis Agaba, thanks for joining us. So it's me, Esther Kuganja Dedoyin, and we are sorry we couldn't bring this topic last Saturday, and I put a notice that we shall bring it this Saturday. And we're just summarizing what we've covered in the series of Understanding Life. So it's just a recap of what we've covered, just as a way of, winding this topic up so that we will look at something new. So if you've been following us on this topic of understanding life, would like to hear from you. Please write your comments and your questions or any other thing you'd like us to talk about. Okay, please, would like to hear from you. Hello, June, how are you? Yeah, so this morning I just wanted to go through the topics briefly. And if you have any questions, would like to hear them, answer them together. Throughout this series, if there's anything that stood up well to you, something that really struck you, something that you went away with, please share it with us. And it's encouraging to know. Yeah, so if you, maybe a particular topic touched you so much or someone's life was changed, would like to hear those testimonies as well. Okay, so understanding life, what did we cover? I think the first time we introduced this topic, so it was just an introduction. What is life? How people see life? We talked about that different people see life differently. There are so many different theories. So life means different things to different people. Other people, life is all about loving their animals. Others, life is about family, my spouse, my children. Life could be about your job. Life could be about any interest you have. So different ways of looking at life that we continued. Some people define love as continuous change, that life is not static. Others see life as faith, their religious beliefs, and that's what life is about. So life is different. It comes in different shapes before different people. So that was just an introduction of helping us understand that, hey, we are going through this topic, but it's understood differently throughout the world. Then part 2 was defining what is life. What is life, And then also part of that is that we defined life in different ways. The first time we defined, hello, Tuakire Nelson, Bashiru, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Okay. So the first, we defined life and we say that we liken life to a journey. So we described life to be like a set of different experiences that we can encounter, just as we can encounter different experiences when we are traveling. So if you're on a train and you're going around, people come and join you, then they leave. They leave on their own stop, they leave in the train, you continue your journey, you also leave, Life can be like that. You meet different encounters, you meet different people. Some stay for a short time, some stay with you longer, but they are all different experiences. Everyone has an entrance, when you enter the train and when you leave the train. And that showed us a picture of life. Life can be like that. You are born, that means you enter, and then there's a time to leave the world, your exit. So life could be a journey and all the different experiences you encounter on the journey. And then part 4 was about, we extracted Mother Teresa's poem about life and we commented on every statement. I remember she made 20 statements about life. I think that lady, she's late now. I think we all know that. There's a way, I think she really reflected on life, understood life. And then, because those statements were all so deep, I have them here. Let me just go through them just to remind you. This is Mother Teresa's poem, and the first statement she made about life was, life is an opportunity, benefit from it. So I won't go in much details in that. We covered it already. Then the second statement, life is a beauty, admire it. The third one, life is bliss, test it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a duty, complete it. Life is a game, play it. Life is costly, care for it. Life is wealth, keep it. Life is love, enjoy it. Life is a mystery, know it. Life is a promise, fulfill it. Life is a sorrow, overcome it. Life is a song, sing it. Life is a struggle, accept it. Life is a tragedy, confront it. Life is an adventure, dare it. Life is luck, make it. Life is too precious, do not destroy it. And then the last one was, life is life, fight for it. So I think the last one summarizes all of the above. That life is precious. Life is life. We need to fight for it. We need to preserve it. So those are the 20 statements that we highlighted and we commented on during this series. Okay, then part 4 and part 5, we talked about life is a gift. And we understood that when you receive a gift, I mean, you don't just keep it in your wardrobe forever. You have to bring it out. You have to celebrate it. You have to expose it to other people and let them celebrate with you. You have to use it because the person who gave you that gift wanted you to enjoy it. So I think you needed to discover what you can use it for. What's the purpose of that gift? If it's a cup, if it's a dress, if it's anything, a car, yeah, you don't keep it forever. You want to enjoy it. I think that shows that you appreciate that gift. The same with life. God gave us life as a gift, and it's those things that we use our life to do that show God how much we appreciate it. Okay, so if we abuse life, if we neglect life, if we don't value life, it sends a wrong signal, and it shows we don't appreciate it, we don't value it, we don't like it. So treating life as a gift, as precious as a gift, is really key. And then part 7, we talked about one of Mother Teresa's statements, that life is an opportunity, benefit from it. And we explored how life brings different opportunities to us. Every day is an opportunity, you can imagine. Because if you doubt that, go to hospital. See people who can't move, who can't work, who can't eat, who can't see even the sunset, the sun rising and the going down of the sun. They can't see it. So they don't differentiate between light and day. So when you see all these differences and the opportunity you have, you really realize that life is an opportunity, and it's best to maximize every opportunity that you are given, because this opportunity is once. I don't know whether someone, I think very few people we've had in history have had a chance of two lives. Maybe someone died and then they were raised back to life. Yeah, there are rare occasions that you meet that. But for the majority of us, we know that life is a chance that is given to us once. You can't have it again. So the best way to appreciate this life is to really, really treat it as an opportunity and to maximize that opportunity. And the way we can know opportunities around us, I think we talked about being knowledgeable, seeking for knowledge, having values in your life to guide you. Because those values are like spectacles, glasses. They help you see things differently. They help you see things in a way that can, guide you in the way you want your life to be. So that's another way we can really maximize opportunities that come to us. Dr. Sunday Adelaja, a very great teacher, made a statement, which I put down here. It's in one of his books, and I failed to remember where I read it. But it says, if you waste even 1 hour, it shows you don't understand life. If you waste even 1 hour of your life, it shows you don't understand life. So anyone who understands life knows that's an opportunity. If you're sitting idly there, an hour has passed, 2 hours has passed, you're doing nothing with your life. It shows you're not grabbing opportunities around you. It shows you don't understand life. So we also related life to time. That the clock does not stand still for you in order to wait for you. Whether you're doing something or not doing something, the clock is ticking away. And that is a reminder that life is an opportunity. Once you waste time, you've wasted life. It's only a few occasions we've had that the sun, in history, that the sun stood still. In the days of Joshua, stand still until a certain purpose that God ordained was fulfilled, and then time went on. But these days, we haven't had that encounter. And because it's rare, we can't depend on miracles. So we need to make sure we maximize our time. Anyway, I don't know why I spent long time on that statement. Life is an opportunity, benefit from it. I think it's because it's important for us to see life that way. Okay, then the next part 8, we talked about seed. We likened life to a seed. A seed is nurtured. A seed is planted. Different seeds require different requirements. That's the same with life. When you meet different people, they are all different seeds in one way or the other. And different seeds don't look alike. It depends on the purpose of their life. So different seeds desire different care, different duration in which they grow. They are nurtured differently. So if life is a seed, we should value everyone we meet. If you are parents, you should value your children. See them as seeds, okay? Different seeds, the way you nurture them, the way you care for them, the way you want them to grow, the environment you put them in so that they grow up healthy, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, all those assets of life to be healthy. You have to make sure that the environment those seeds are growing in is healthy itself. Okay, so as seeds, some seeds are delicate, some seeds are coated with a covering to protect them. So that shows us that we're all different. So the way we treat people around us should be different. When we remember that life is a seed, and even when these seeds are planted, you never know what will come out, the benefits of those trees. So every seed is valued because it has a different purpose. Yeah, so life is a seed. Then part 9, we talked about life is a product of our choices. Oh dear, how true this is. If you look at life, even your own life, let alone other people, is a product of the choices you've made. The course you decided to study, the person you decided to marry, the kind of career you chose to pursue. Of course, you may have been influenced by friends, family, and different things, but all in all, it was your choice. Okay, so in life, we need to be careful of our choices. Never make permanent decisions out of temporary discomfort. Never be in a hurry to make decisions when you're tired or when you are, not feeling well. Take time out. Have some space before you make a decision, because every decision you make or any choice you make determines your life. And believe you me, many choices that we have made, we regret them. Some choices that can be made can really destroy your life. If you choose to pursue wrong choices, wrong decisions, wrong habits, you can cut short your life. So life is a product of the choices and decisions that we make. And every day presents us with those decisions. When to wake up, what to eat, what to do, who to speak to, different things. So, someone called Dennis Wickley one day said, accept conditions as they exist, or accept the responsibility of changing them. And I remember in that talk I talked about how a family made a decision and that decision affected their community. Okay, so even part of choices is part of accepting what comes to us, or deciding to make a change and taking responsibility to change those circumstances. Yeah, so choice is a very important aspect of life. And everything that comes to us, we don't have to accept them. You look back, you think about what your values guide you in, and you decide, okay, should I change this? Should I make another decision? Should I take responsibility for this? Can I be a role leader in this so that others can learn from me? Yeah, so choice is very important in our leadership roles and in any other area of life. Part 10 was looking at life and picking lessons from Christmas. Looking at life and picking lessons from Christmas, the festivity that we celebrate, the decorations, and we looked at light. The way, during Christmas, there are lights on the streets, lights on the Christmas tree, lights everywhere. Then we looked at colors that people use, white, red, and their significance. And we learned that Christmas is also another symbol to remind us about life. And even the story behind Christmas itself, it shows that Christmas is a sacrifice. Christmas is about giving. Life is about giving. Christmas is about lights. Life is about shining your light as well into any darkness. That means being a solution to any problem that is around you in your community. That's how you should be reminded about what your life is all about. When you hear Christmas, when people give gifts, when people gather as family to celebrate, it shows that life is about community, life is about teamwork, life is about people. Actually, that is key. That's the main lesson we got from there, that life is about people. If you're living for only yourself, you discover that you're empty. There's an emptiness in you. So it's until you stretch out to reach out to other people, live for people, make someone's life better, dry any tears you see around you, wipe them out, or make someone smile. That alone brings joy to you. So Christmas should be reminding us of that. So from Christmas, that was part 11 of Understanding Life. We then went to part 12 and part 13, where we talked about that life can be learned from a tree. So we picked lessons from a tree. Oh my God, that was very eye-opening, even for myself. We looked at the tree, about what the roots stand for, what the stems stand for, and what the shoot, that is the leaves and the fruits, what they stand for in life. So if you look at your life as a tree, let's first look at the, let me just remind you of what we talked about. We talked about the roots, and we said the roots, the importance of the root. First of all, the root is the one which gets all the nutrients from the ground to this tree, supplies, nutrients for the tree from below. And then the roots is what actually makes the tree to stand firm in the ground. So the strength and the depth of the roots is very crucial for the tree to remain strong, especially in times of, turbulency and, storms and strong winds. It's the roots that play a major role. So even in life, we should always take time to grow our roots, our value system, our belief system, our worldview. What are those things that guide us? Because it's those things, what we believe in, that actually make us stand in any turbulent situation in life. And these things can be faith-based, believing in God, believing in your values, believing in, those things that give you strength, those things that build you up as a core person. Yeah. And the things you stand for, justice, righteousness, love, integrity, those are the values, those are your roots. So when we don't take time to grow and deepen those roots, we will find many difficult moments later in life when the storms blow, and we're not anchored, we don't have a strong foundation, we suffer. But when we take time to develop those root systems, then life becomes more manageable. We know how to solve problems. Even when we meet problems, we know how to confront them, to make the right decisions of those issues. And then we looked at the stem, which symbolized your character, because it's the character that backs everything that we do, the fruits of our lives, the works of our hands, what manifests outside. So the stem is also key, because if the stem is not strong, we cannot go far. Remember, I made a statement that it's the stem that determines how tall the tree grows. So if our character is weak, if we can't know how to manage self, we don't know how to deal with different people, we don't know how to deal with in different circumstances, how to act and how to react, then we can't go far. So roots, values, beliefs, character, they are very key in building our lives. And then lastly, I'm coming up to the shoot, which comprises of the branches, the leaves and the fruits. That's the life. That's what manifests. That's what's coming from the roots, from the stem, and now people see your fruits. Okay, so the work of your hand, the fruits of your life is so dependent on the stem and the roots. Once you settle the stem and the roots, then you don't worry about the fruit. The fruit will always come out right. When you see something wrong in a community, because now I've shifted to liken the tree to a nation or a community, because a tree can represent your individual life. Also, a tree can represent a country, a community, an organization, name it. So when it comes to like a nation, if you see corruption, if you see nepotism, if you see bribery, if you see poverty, unemployment, the economy, poor economy, all those are fruits. Those are the fruits and the leaves of the tree that we are seeing. So it shows that in that nation or in that community or in that culture or in that family, whatever that tree represents, there's something wrong with the stem, which is the character of the people. There's something wrong with the roots, which is the belief system of the people. So in order for us to correct what is wrong in our societies, the drug addiction, the prostitution, the corruption, It's not only fighting people who are doing drugs and all that. No, we should go down to the roots. That's how we'll deal with those problems. So a tree is a great teacher about life. Any problem you see, don't be quick to manifest and attack the fruits. No. Go back to the roots and see what's the cause. If we correct the roots, then the stem will be healthy and then the fruits will become healthy. So that was very important, and I wish we had even had more time to go into details about that tree, but it was a great teacher. And we learned different lessons. I don't know how many there were, but we learned many lessons about the tree. If you missed that talk and discussion, I encourage you to go back and listen to it. I think it's in one of our video collections and also on YouTube. We learned a lot from a tree. And then from a tree, we came to part 14, where we talked about life being a dialogue, a conversation with your surrounding, a conversation with people around you. And we discover that everything in life is a product of dialogue. As a worker, if you're working, you're actually having a dialogue with the materials that you're working with. So that reminded us that in life we need to be in dialogue with other people. We need to be appreciate other people's inputs. We need to appreciate also the gifts and contributions of different people. So life is a dialogue. You can't produce anything on your own. You need either someone's idea or someone's wisdom, or there's always something that someone else has to add to us. And the only way we tap into that wisdom, we tap into that understanding is dialogue. So we need to communicate. We need to be people who are communal, who are interacting with each other, who are tapping into each other's gifts, because you can't have it all. The person next to you has something that you need, and we shouldn't despise anyone, because everyone is gifted, whether they know it or realize it or not. Everyone carries one uniqueness in them. And until we dig deep into people, we actually never find out. So it's very important to value relationships in life. Part 14 was about, we talked about life, that life is costly. And I think life is costly, care for it. This is also a statement of Mother Teresa, and I remember we invited Sister June on this, and she so, profoundly broke down how life can be costly, and in very simple words that we can all understand. If you missed that discussion, I encourage you to go and look for it. So Sister June was talking, she painted a picture of everyone having value, everyone adding value to life, and helped us to understand that when you meet someone, you don't know what price they have paid to reach where they are. Everyone has paid a price to reach where they are. So everyone deserves respect. That is part of understanding that life is costly. You don't treat people anyhow. You don't treat your employees anyhow. By not paying them, by treating them as dogs, disrespectful. In fact, I remember Sister June said that the moment those people will strike and say we're not coming, you'll be screaming and running on your toes, because why? Your company will fall down. So life is costly. And if you understand that life is costly, you don't treat people anyhow. Because those people that you're employing and treating, you may not respect them at work, but at home they are respected. They are mothers, they are fathers, they have families to look after. Okay, so that was an eye-opener to understand that everyone deserves respect. Okay, and then the last topic we talked about was life is a competition. life is a competition, and it is my husband Sammy who really brought this up. You know, I was frowning at the topic when he suggested it, until he really broke it down, and I understood that actually life, people who say life is a competition, and they mislead people to understand that, oh, I have to be like someone else, I have to struggle and be, you know, be better than someone else. No, life has not called us to compete with each other. Life has called us to compete with ourselves, with becoming better, with becoming, you know, overcoming self, overcoming ourselves, overcoming those weaknesses. Yeah, that's the healthy competition that Sammy was trying to bring out in this topic. You know, competing in doing good, competing in becoming better, in overcoming weaknesses, and all that stuff. So if you missed that topic, please go back and have you know, and listen and be reminded of what we talked about. So I think I would love to read your comments. I haven't had time to read through them. Festo Nzima, how are you? Hello, Berio, Mona, thanks for joining us. Sammy said that life is a dialogue. Everything in our life is a product of dialogue. Yes. Thanks everyone for joining. So in this topic of understanding life, what stood out most for you? What touched you? What did you go away with? What encouraged you in your life journey? Please write it down, because I would like to, please share with us, and I would like to know how you found the topic, or your general comments on this topic, and any suggestions you'd like us to cover, because we are right now trying to come up with a new topic that we can discuss with you. So if you're there, please let us know your opinion. Do you want us to talk about singlehood, marriage, any other topics of self-development, national transformation, community transformation, anything? Just let us know, and we will prepare something towards that. Sammy said, life lessons from a tree. Roots part of a tree represents value system, which is what holds our lives together. When we have the right value system in place, our lives will blossom. Very true. June says, life becomes fulfilling when used to make a positive impact on others other than self. That's so true. Thank you. Then from life lessons from Christmas, Sammy says, Christmas is about community, celebrating life, make someone happy, bring smile to people's faces, giving and sacrificing. Exactly. And also celebrating Christ as well, and remembering the sacrifice he made for all of us. And also, life is a product of the choices we make, so whether they are right or wrong. So Sammy says some choices will make others, some choices we make will either mar you or make you. You just have to be careful with the choices you make. That's true, because life is a product of the choices we make. Hello, Paul. How are you, brother? June said, we need to remember that life is not a rehearsal. That's so true. We are living it now. So there's no other chance that we'll get after this lifetime. So that's why we have to be careful, not take things for granted. Celebrate life. Life is a seed, Sammy writes. Different seeds need different requirements. Some seeds are delicate excuse me. Others have a hard shell. They have to be dealt with according to their nature. Exactly. So every life is a seed. And that seed, you can't imagine. The unicorn, that seed, when you look at it so small, you don't believe that it will become an oak tree someday. An oak tree that supplies branches, shade, birds come and build nets under it, and it helps so many other people and animals. So never despise a seed, because you don't know what it may grow into. All right, so everyone is a seed, everyone is special, and everyone is unique. Sammy says life is a gift. A gift is meant to be used, to be to appreciate the giver, not to be hidden. Exactly. How many of us just hide gifts? We don't. Of course, there are those gifts we get, and either they don't fit, maybe it's a dress or a shirt and didn't fit. Then give it to someone else. At least you're still using it. You're still appreciating it, other than keeping it and not enjoying it. Hello, Brother Paul. Shalom. Any other comments I've missed out? Okay, Sammy wrote all the statements, 20 statements of Mother Teresa. Very inspiring. You see them under here. Life brings different experiences. That's so true. Life means different things to different people. Life is not static. It's continuous change. That's so true. Okay, so I think I'll stop here for now. It's been a short one, so we wish you a very lovely weekend. So I hope you will be productive, make the right choices, appreciate the people in your life, and we'll see you next week. All right, hopefully with another topic. So if you can't write here, you can inbox us in a private message, and then we'll read your feedback or suggestions and get back to you. So thank you for making time to be with us today, this morning, and bye-bye. God bless.